Hey, my friends, Max Uhas here, and we're going to talk about goals. I actually want to talk about it a little bit more than that. It's not just goals, but it's also like goals, setting intentions, New Year's resolutions, and all this stuff that like happens within that whole like mindset of of things like that, right? Because I know it's like the beginning of the year, right? And a lot of people, it's you know, I haven't set New Year's resolutions in a very long time, honestly, because I don't believe in them. I think that like most New Year's resolutions are kind of designed to make you fail. You know what I mean? Because everybody, like not everybody, but for the longest time, like people's like, "Oh, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna lose 50 pounds. I'm gonna quit smoking. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make $1 million." But it's like, but you set these like ridiculously, I don't want to say insane, but like these ridiculously high goals that are that like even going into it like energetically you're like I'm gonna do this, and then it's like but it like there's no like real plan or like real intention to like do the work. It's just like I'm gonna win the lottery, and there's this like I want to say it's like with a lot of people, there's this like lottery mindset to where it's like you don't want to work for it. And I'm not saying that's you, I'm just saying that's a lot of people. There are a lot of people that are just like, I don't really want to work for it, I just want to like earn it, you know what I mean, or I just want to receive it, I just want to like win it, okay? And when it comes to like success, and when it comes to even like just creating something for yourself in life, whether it's it could be anything. It could be a new piece of art. Could be a new product. It could be a new project. Could be it could be something like weight loss or something like quitting smoking or something. It's like maybe you just want to start eating healthy again or like whatever. Okay. You have to be able to course correct. Okay. So it's like I'm just gonna give you a little diagram here. Right. So this is you here. Okay. And you're all yay. Right? And you're like, I just set this intention. I'm going to make $1 million. Right? And you're all fired up. Yes, I did go to art school. And yes, this is how I draw on my whiteboard. Can you see that guy? So that guy's like, yay! Right? And then here's like, goal. Right? And it's like, ah! The massively huge, awesome goal. Right? You know. And then it's like, so you've set this intention. You're like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And then it's like, all right, let's go. And then what happens is, okay, because you got to realize it's like you have to be able to course correct. Because it's like, even if you're driving down the road, okay, for those of you guys that drive, you know that most roads are not straight roads, okay? Most roads have turns and dips and hills and potholes and construction and all this other stuff. So you go, right, and then there's this big, like, detour sign, okay? Oh, shit. So which way do you go? You can't go straight, because if you go straight, you're going to end up in this, construction pit, right? So you have to, like, course correct, okay? And then something else over here happens. You get a flat tire where, like, your tire's flat, okay? And you go, oh, shit. So you fix, what do you do? Some people complain and quit, or just like, oh, I don't know what to do. I've never fixed a tire before. Well, okay, you should, for one, be prepared to have a spare tire and know how to put it on. But if you don't, like, there are places you can call. You call AAA, or, if you have, like, any type of cell phone service, you probably have, like, some type of roadside assistance kit built in where, like, they'll, change your tire for you. But you didn't even know that either, but you probably do. Or whatever. And then you get back on the road, right? And then something else happens. You have to go to the bathroom. Okay? Let's just say it's a bathroom break. And then whatever, like there's still like construction here, so you have to like take this detour and then take this detour. And a lot of times, let's just put it this way, you have to course correct. It's like, yes, it seems like it's this perfectly straight line to get here, but there are going to be many, many obstacles in the way, okay? So even when your GPS says you'll be there in 12 minutes, okay, your GPS is not always correct, okay? Even in life, in setting goals and in creating things, if something is supposed to take 2 hours, odds are, Murphy's Law, it could take 4. It could take a week, okay? You could run into some unforeseen obstacles. You could run into some, just whatever, okay? The fact of the matter is, though, it's like if you really want to get there, no matter how many detours and, potholes and things that you have to deal with, or flat tires, or weird obstacles, or, bathroom breaks you have to deal with on the way to your goal, as long as you stay on course, you'll get there, okay? But a lot of times, it's like, because I know this, because a couple months ago, I literally drove from Dallas to Chicago with my kids in the car, okay? And what I've learned about this, and it just dawned on me today, okay, that I am raising millennials. And there's a lot of people, it's like, oh, millennials are the worst. I don't think millennials are the worst. I think millennials are great. I just think that a lot of people don't really understand the impatience of millennials, because I'm like a pseudo-millennial, right? I was born in the late 70s, and I grew up in the 80s and the 90s and whatever. So I am still kind of subject to, I'm like a Gen X millennial, hybrid in that sense, to where it's like I have the goals and dreams and ambitions, and I still have that like impatience of like, I want it now, but I also learned that like I have to course correct, okay? I can't expect things to like instantly happen for me and then get upset, and at one point in time I believed I deserved all this, okay? Because I deserved it. And then I realized it's like, I don't deserve shit, I have to work for it. So, nothing is going to just be handed to me, for whatever. So anyway, you have to be able to course correct, and that's the most important thing. Okay, it's like one of the main things that my dad, and I friggin' love him for this. It's like, and it's funny because like I look at my father, and I look at me, and I look at like my family, and I look at other people, and it's like my father was always a solutions based person, in that sense, to where it's like you don't focus on the problem, because focusing on the problem does nothing. You focus on the solution. Okay, it's like this happened, so what do we do to fix it? Okay, cool, this happened, what do we do to fix it? And I'm so grateful that he instilled that within me, because for the longest time I kind of like was like, oh, this is the problem, and this is why the world sucks, and this is why everything's bad, and this is why I'm failing, okay? And then I realized it's like, no, because it's like all I'm doing is like when I'm focusing on all that kind of energy, all I'm doing is just like creating more of that energy, and I'm focusing more on the problem, and therefore by focusing on the problem, I'm creating more problems for myself. Whereas once you become solutions based and you learn to course correct, okay, the problems, like the problems are going to be there, right? It's kind of like saying, it's like, oh, I'm going to meet this boy or this girl, and I'm going to have the greatest relationship ever, and nothing bad is ever going to happen, and we're never going to fight, and we're never going to have problems, and we're just going to be happy forever. Okay, if you've ever been in any type of relationship, you know that there will be problematic things, okay? And the list can go anywhere, okay? Anywhere. To like, what the fuck? To like, how the fuck did that happen? To like, oh, yeah, she's on her period. Or, hey, man, he's just, he's not a morning person. Or whatever, okay? So it's like, whatever. You don't know somebody. Anyway, I could talk about that for forever, too. But it's like, when you have like these ridiculous, like, it's like, everything's gonna be great. It's almost like you want everything to be great, and you want to set it up to be great, but at the same time, it's like you have to be prepared to deal with some of the issues and some of the problems and some of the things that are going to arise. And as long as you're aware of them and aware of the fact that they could happen, and you're prepared for them, you can easily course correct, and you can still always go and hit your goal. Okay, you can always go and hit your intention. So it's like when you set intentions, when you set goals for yourself, when you put things out into the universe, when you start a project, it's like, be aware. It's like, odds are you're going to run into one or two or maybe a multitude of different problems or, setbacks or whatever. But the fact is, if you're prepared for it, it's not going to make a difference. Okay? So that's my take on this when it comes to setting intentions, when it comes to New Year's resolutions. Like, honestly, it's like, don't set a resolution, set an intention. You know what I mean? And like, do the work that it takes to create that intention, or to get that intention, the momentum rolling for that intention. All right, back to you guys. LifeAfterArtschool.net. Peace out, and I'll see you in the next video.